What does academic honesty look like? Examples of what an academically honest student does. Document source material in a formal and appropriate manner. Use direct quotations appropriately. Understand the concept of plagiarism. Understand the consequences of cheating regarding both school-based work and external examinations and assessments. Acknowledge explicitly and appropriately help provided by another person. Follow all exam rules. Only use sources specifically allowed for school assignments, projects, quizzes, tests, examinations, etc. Submit only your own work and ideas. Have someone look over your work for grammatical or mathematical errors. Have someone suggest improvements without composing the improvements himself or herself. Ask a teacher or staff member for help. Form study groups to prepare for a test or to discuss an assignment. Use images that are not copyrighted. Prepare sufficiently for assessments. Examples of what not to do. Copy the work of other students. Give another student their work to copy. Access old copies of examinations unless the teacher gives these to the students. Access records, files, or systems maintained by faculty and staff or of other students without permission of the teacher. Use notes during a test unless allowed by the teacher or permitted by the examination rules. Turn in work from another class for assessment again in a different class. Do all or part of work for another student. Present material created by another person as their own in full or in part. Pay someone to do part or all of your work. Send images, videos, or copies of any form of all or part of assessments except in manner allowed by teacher. Present work in any medium that has literally been reproduced except in a manner allowed by the teacher or permitted by the examination rules. Key terms. Plagiarism is recognized worldwide as a serious academic offense. Ignorance of the working definition of plagiarism is not a valid excuse for lapses and does not prevent a penalty from being applied to work submitted as original. In other words, saying you didn't know what plagiarism is does not get you out of its consequences. In order to prevent any misunderstandings about what constitutes plagiarism, here is some information that defines plagiarism and also outlines strategies to prevent it. Definition of plagiarism. This is defined as the representation, intentionally or unintentionally, of the ideas, words, or work of another person without proper, clear, and explicit acknowledgement. Intentional plagiarism is the deliberate presentation of another's work or ideas as one's own. Unintentional plagiarism is the accidental presentation of another's work or ideas without proper acknowledgement because of inadequate practices or lack of preparation. Plagiarism includes an exact copying of another's work or rewording, paraphrasing, partial quotation, or summarization of another's work without properly giving credit to the creator of the original work. Definition of collusion. This is defined as supporting academic misconduct by another candidate, for example, allowing one's work to be copied or submitted for assessment by another. Duplication of work. This is defined as the presentation of the same work or different assessment components. Doing part or all of someone's work for them. Definition of cheating. Copying another's work, allowing someone else to copy your work, using unauthorized material or technology during an assessment, accessing another's work for the purpose of using it as one's own, giving or receiving assessment information, any other behavior that gains an unfair advantage for a student or that affects the assessment results of another student. For example, disclosure of information to and receipt of information from students about the content of an examination via any form of communication or media. Unethical behavior, such as the breach of ethical guidelines when conducting research.